Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm your host, the connoisseur of nothing, expert of nothing, opinionated on most. And today, got another video coming for you. I apologize for the delay. I've been very busy with work as well as working on some ideas for starting up a new podcast. That should actually be dropping tonight. It is called Pragmatic Postulations Podcast. I'm going to be discussing a little bit of everything that comes to mind. It's not for anybody who's politically correct. I speak my mind, and my mind is not always the nicest, but it always comes from a good place, entertaining place, and an informed place, in my opinion. I digress. What we want to look at, or what I want to present to you guys, is the most important gun for your collection. However big your collection may be, whether it's 2 guns, 3 guns, 4 guns, or more guns, this gun is the most important gun to add to any gun collection, in my opinion. And my opinion will not be disputed, though I'm not an expert, so go ahead and dispute it if you'd like. This here doesn't have to be this exact model, but this is a TX22. I've highlighted it in other videos in the past. I want to do a bit more dedicated video to this. This is my TX22 pistol. It is empty. Magazine's empty. Chamber is empty. Shoots 22 long rifle, which is a very affordable round, even by today's standards. Though the price has increased substantially, still very cheap in comparison to other cartridges. Why is this gun the most important? Well, though it's not the most powerful round, the 22 long rifle, it is certainly powerful enough to dispatch many prey, as well as being used in a self-defense situation. You know, I don't care how tough you are, how big and bad you are. Nobody wants to get hit in the head with a 22 long rifle, coming out of a rifle, coming out of a pistol, coming out of anything. Unless it's being thrown at you. You know, somebody just picks one up and throw it at you. You'll be okay then, but somebody shoots you with one, you're not going to be happy about it. You know, is it ideal? No, I'm not going to say that. It's not ideal in any way for a self-defense situation, but you can use it for that. It has a very light recoil when shooting, as I've discussed before. If you are just watching this, if you're just coming to my channel, I do have another video where I detail that, but if you don't know what recoil is, when you pull the trigger, bullet goes off, goes bang, shoots out. The slide, which is this metal part, will ride back, then go forward, chamber a new round, ready to go. Also, from the blast coming out of the barrel, there will be some backwards pressure. It will not be this extreme. It's not in a movie. It's not like that, like how you see in a movie. It'll typically be like that. Right? Being that it's shooting such a small cartridge, that is a lot less. That felt recoil is substantially less than other calibers like 9mm, 45, 40 Smith & Wesson, 357 SIG, 357, even 38, or 380. So with that being the case, you can very easily give this and put this in the hands of somebody who, you know, is frightened by the idea of a gun. You could put in, you could use this to teach your kids how to shoot a pistol. Teach your niece, your nephews how to shoot a pistol. Teach your sisters, your brothers how to shoot a pistol. Teach elderly, your grandmother, your grandfather, who may never shot a gun ever, but you know they're scared because of all the things that are happening in the world today, and things that they see on the news. They want to defend themselves. The cost of ammo is very high right now, guys. For you new gun owners, you don't know, because you're just getting into it. Anybody who was shooting guns before this month last year knows the cost of ammo has gone through the roof in most cases. So with that being the case, the most popular self-defense round would be 9mm. For you to get two boxes of 9mm, shoot 100 rounds, which, depending on how slow you take out the range, may not last you a half an hour. That's going to cost you. I haven't looked in a while because I haven't been buying 9mm. I'm just going to wait it out. I still got some stashed, and I use a little bit, but I mainly just use under 22. But that would probably be about $85 that you'd be spending for 2 boxes of 9mm. It's insane. $80, $85. It's insane right now. So for that same amount of 22, again, I've stockpiled some, so I haven't looked in a while. Last I checked, boxes of 22 were about $8 per box. So instead of spending $85, you're spending about $16. And that difference is only going to substantiate the more you shoot. And the most important thing with firearms is training. Training, being safe, practicing being safe. Practicing hitting your target. Because you can be safe, always have the gun pointed in a safe position, know the condition of your firearm, and all of the safety aspects. But if whenever it goes to shoot, you have an intruder in your home, or somebody's attacking your loved one, and you go to pull the trigger, and you're shooting the ceiling, or you're shooting the floor, or you're shooting your loved one, or you're shooting an innocent bystander, you're hitting everything but your intended target. That's not a good day. One, you don't want to hurt nobody that you don't intend to hurt, first and foremost. And number two, you're opening yourself up to a legal situation, because you are responsible for every round that ejects from this firearm. You're responsible for whatever damage that does, whether it's property or ultimately another human life. So this allows you to go ahead and get the trigger time to build up those fundamental skills, to align your sights, pulling the trigger without jerking the trigger, making sure the middle of your finger is what is applying the pressure to the trigger. This will allow you to go ahead and break down those fundamentals and get them locked in, and for you to become a proficient shooter. So cost, that's a one, especially now. It's the coronavirus, and a lot of people are still in financial hardship. Some people are doing very well, but there's also people who are doing very bad, and they don't have the resources to go ahead and supply training themselves. So this will make that duty a lot easier to do. So you got cost, low intimidation factor with the lighter recoil impulse, as well as whenever this goes bang, it is not that loud. I think it's considered to not be hearing safe. I'm pretty sure that's the case, that it's not hearing safe, but you wouldn't be able to tell the difference unless you're shooting a lot. I remember the first time I went to the range with one of my friends. He had a 22. It was like a MP5 clone that shot the 22 round, and I remember hearing him shoot. I'm like, that sounds like a damn BB gun. Like, that's not loud at all. He had a faux suppressor on it. It was just a barrel sleeve that went around the barrel. I'm like, is that a real suppressor? Because it wasn't that loud, and I had not been exposed to shooting a 22 yet. So low intimidation factor, low cost, and you can train people who are very well. I've already said that with the low intimidation factor. These are just some of the reasons I think are the reason why this is the most important gun to add to your collection. In addition, if let's say you do maintain a property and you need to go out and dispatch certain pests, groundhogs, raccoons, skunks, You don't need a big old bullet to go ahead and do that. You can just use a 22 to go ahead and humanely dispatch of that pest that is destroying your property. It's not going to be any help in the case of a pig or coyote, but for the smaller things, it will be able to help. So that is why I think the 22 is the most important gun to have to your collection. And that's all I have today. I have been discussing some things with some of the viewers from a previous video in regards to my M70. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. They've been suggesting some tips to help fix one of the minor issues I'm having with it. And I'll be having an update video out on that coming up soon. And again, if you want to check out my podcast, it is called Pragmatic Postulations, which is just a fancy word of saying like realistic theories, realistic ways of thinking. My ways of thinking. I try to look at things from it's not always, the truth isn't always the nicest thing to hear. And sometimes the truth is a little funny and it's a little different, but it is what it is. And that's how I try to look at things, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be discussing on there. I'm not going to be doing too much gun stuff. I will address gun things as they come up. But yeah, my light just went off. All right, so I gotta go ahead and charge that up. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace.